Hey hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. After a long break, I'm finally back with a new video, and this time we are diving into one of the most requested topics, Wi-Fi hacking. So in this video, I'll walk you through the fundamentals, tools and techniques used in real world scenarios. But before that, a huge thank you. We have just hit over 1000 subscribers, and I can't express how grateful I am for all the love, support, and patience you've shown me. So, before we dive in further, I would suggest you to have a Wi Fi adapter for yourself. I'm personally using the TP-Link's AC600. You can have any adapters of your choice, it is available in Amazon. You can also use the Ant Esports Wi-Fi adapter, but it is not much effective for attacks. So then, let's get started. So first of all, let's understand how a network works. In this image, as you can see, there are different parameters. We have the internet, we have a router, and we have some clients. Now the router is the only device that has access to the resource or the internet. So none of the clients can have direct access to the internet even after connecting to the network. The only way that the clients can connect to the internet is through the access point or the router. Once you get a router, the internet service provider usually assigns a public IP address and a private IP address for your router. So now the data transferring which is happening between the client and the access point is in the air via packets. So you can think of it as a series of packets being transmitted between the client and the router as requests and response. Now to talk about the Wi-Fi security standards, these were created and maintained by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers IEEE LAN-MAN Standards Committee. So these standards IEEE 802.11 uses various frequencies including 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz, 6 GHz and also 60 GHz frequency bands. IEEE 802.11 is used in most home and office networks to allow laptops, printers, smartphones and other devices to communicate with each other and access the internet without the connecting wires. Now we will understand the different encryption protocols for Wi-Fi security. The WEP protocol is the oldest protocol and it was introduced in 1997 to provide confidentiality similar to a wired network. It uses RC4 stream cipher for encryption. There were several vulnerabilities which were identified for this encryption protocol and the current status is deprecated and considered insecure. The next protocol is WPA. It was introduced as a temporary solution to WEP's flaws, and WPA implements temporal key integrity protocol. Though it is slightly better than WEP, it is still vulnerable to TKIP attacks and its current status is deprecated and mostly not in use. Then we have WPA2, which has been recognized since 2004 and it has replaced TKIP with AES CCMP, which is an advanced encryption standard. The key features are obviously strong encryption with AES and it implements robust authentication mechanisms. And the current status for it has been widely used, but it will be sooner or later replaced by WPA3. Finally, we have WPA3, which was introduced in 2018 and it addresses WPA2's vulnerabilities and adds improved security. The key features include SAE mechanism, which is more secure than replacing the PSK system. Though there might be certain vulnerabilities, it is still becoming a new standard for wireless security. Now let's start the demonstration. So first of all, I'll connect both my Wi-Fi adapters to my virtual machine. After that, I'll just open my terminal to make sure that both of my Wi-Fi adapters are connected. I'll type the command iwconfig and as you can see here, I'm able to see two network interfaces, WLAN 0 and WLAN 1. Note that both of these are currently in managed mode. Now before we change it into monitor mode, let us see whether our Wi-Fi adapters are capable of packet injection. So packet injection is where specially crafted network packets are injected into wireless network. If the tool responds with injection is working, your adapter is capable of packet injection. Now we'll use the command airmon-ng start WLAN 0. Now as you can see, there are two processes. One is my network manager and WPA supplicant, which is hindering the process. So first of all, we will need to kill it. I'll use the command airmon-ng check kill. And as you can see, my network manager is stopped running. Now I'll go to my terminal again and type the command airmon-ng start WLAN 0. Now after doing that, we can see that our WLAN 0 interface is currently in monitor mode. Now we'll run arrow-dump-ng to see all the devices that are connected to a particular network and collect more information about it. I'll just press Ctrl C to stop this process. The BSSID here specifies the MAC address of specific access point or router. The PWR is the signal strength. The beacons is basically the signal from access point announcing its presence. The hash data is the total data packets sent or received, and hash/s is the packets seen in the last 10 seconds. We have MB to check the maximum supported speed. ENC is basically the network encryption type, for example WPA2. Cipher is the encryption algorithm used. And ESSID is basically a unified network formed by multiple access points for seamless coverage. For my demonstration, I am using my target as my own home Wi-Fi. I'll just copy it and save it for my reference. Now I'll use the command arrow-dump-ng with the flag -w and the file name as TechEyes, where it will save all the captured packets to a file. We will also specify the channel, which is 11, and then we will specify the BSSID, which is our MAC address. So I'll copy the MAC address of the router and paste it. And finally, we'll specify a network interface WLAN 0 and click enter. Now if you see here under stations, one of our device is connected to this particular BSSID. Now I'll use the airplay-ng tool to launch a deauthentication attack on the wireless access point which we just specified. We are using this flag --deauth0, which will tell the tool to send deauthentication frames infinitely. Now by sending the deauth packets, what is happening is it is forcing the clients to reconnect to the network, which helps in capturing the WPA2 handshake. And as you can see, we have successfully captured a handshake file. After doing ls, I can see that my PCAP file has been saved. I'll use the command aircrack-ng techeyes-01.cap-w and then we'll specify the passwords.txt file. So basically my passwords.txt is a word list or a dictionary file containing all the potential passwords which are present out there. So after running this command, it will go through each word in the password.txt and attempt to match it against the captured handshake. Now that we have got a password, we'll use this password to authenticate with our home Wi-Fi. I'll just paste it here. And you can see we have successfully connected to our home Wi-Fi. To protect yourselves from such attacks, it is important to use strong encryption like WPA2 or WPA3. Always set a strong Wi-Fi password which is difficult to guess. Restrict access to unauthorized users and always maintain a good antivirus software. That's all from my side. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe to my channel for further updates.